So now we're going to learn about the difference between absolute and relative URLs. So you could pause this video right now and read what I have written on the screen, because here's a little definition of absolute and relative URLs along with a couple of examples. And you could also go to the course resources, this document right here, and you could click on MDN documentation on relative and absolute URLs, and you could check that out. All right, so if you want to do that now. And now I'm going to explain in my own words absolute and relative URLs. So when you have a document, here I have index, and I'm going to want to link to things, from this document. For instance, I'm going to want to link to this style sheet. So to do that, I'm going to come over here and enter the link tag. And now it's asking me for my reference, my href. And I need to reference that style sheet. And so I could do that with a relative URL, in which case I'm going to hold down Control spacebar, main CSS. That is a relative URL. So relative to where this file is at, go find this file. And since these files are in the same directory, then there's nothing that needs to be done, and that's going to work. So if I had an image here, I'm going to put in an image tag, and then I'm going to create a link to that puppy. And so relative to where this file is at, go find puppy. And relative is going to become more clear here in a second. I'm going to get rid of the alt tag just because I want to focus only on the source or the href or the reference that we're making to a document, whether it's a style sheet or an image. So now when I preview this file, I'm going to open this up. I see the dog, and it's got a border around it. Nice. Everything's working as planned. Well, what if I had another folder, and this folder was IMG, and I wanted to put the puppy in there, and I'm going to do Control-C and then just Control-V and drop the puppy file also in there. So the puppy file is also in here, and I'm going to call this, instead of puppy, I'm just going to refactor that, rename, and I'm going to call it dog. Okay. So what if I wanted to link to that file? How would I get to dog? And so I'm going to copy all this code, highlight it, Control-D, and I just copied it. And here's another one. And so to go into dog, I need to go into the image folder, and then once I've typed image, and even check this out, Control spacebar, I could choose the image folder / Control spacebar dog. And so that is another relative reference. So let me show you that one. And we're going to have two dogs on the page. So those relative references are working. So I went into the image folder, so relative to where this file is at, there's the image folder. So go to the image folder, and then inside the image folder, go to dog, right? So that's how we did a relative reference to that. Well, what if I had this file up here? Same thing, picture of the dog, there's the puppy, and I wanted to link to that from right here. How would I do that? So let me copy all that and then just duplicate it, and I want to go up there. So I'm going to type in .. So just like at the terminal, if you want to go up a level, and let me illustrate that. Here I am in print working directory. I'm in HTML CSS bootcamp. I go cd / like that. And now I am in print working directory documents. Okay, so just like I would do that in the terminal to go up a level, use that .. / same thing here. So from here, I'm in the 008 folder. I just went up a level. I'm now in that folder. What options are available to me? Control spacebar. And I have all these options available to me. So I could go into the 00 image folder / Control spacebar, and then there's pup. And again, this relative reference is going to find the dog, and there's the dog. So those are all relative references. Relative to where I'm at, how do I get to this? Or how do I get to this? Or how do I get to this? Or how do I get to this? So those are relative references. I thought I was going to do this in one video, relative and absolute, but I'm realizing it's a little bit longer. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to do absolute references.